God, to thee we raise this our sacrifice of praise. Gracious God, to thee we raise this our sacrifice of praise for the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Gracious God, to thee we raise this our sacrifice of praise. This morning we say, gracious God, to thee we raise this our sacrifice. How sweet the name of Jesus sounds in every believer's ear. It soothes his sorrows, heals his wounds, and drives away his fears. It makes the wounded spirit whole and calms the troubled breast. Now to the hungry soul and to the weary. Oh, Jesus, my shepherd, brother, friend, my prophet, priest and king. Holy hope, my Lord, my life, my way, my end. Accept the praise I bring. For Jesus, my shepherd, brother, friend, my prophet, priest and king. My Lord, my life, my way, my end, accept the praise. O thou who camest from above, the pure celestial fire to impart candle and flame of sacred love on this unto the Lord. Oh, so we offer to you. Yes, thank you, Lord. Say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All we have to say. Say thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All we have to say is thank you, Lord. Say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All we have to say, say thank you, Lord. We say thank you, Lord. If it hadn't been for your grace, where would we have been? Ancients of days, reign, reign. There is none like you, Lord. Ancients of days, reign. You are God, Elohim, yeah. Ancients of days, there is none like our God. Ancients of days, you are God, Elohim. Ancients of days, reign, reign. There is none like you, Lord, like our God. Ancients of days, oh, yes, you are my father, beyond. Mr. on your time for me. Yes, you are your fair. Yes, you on your time. Yes, you are your pa. Yes, you are your father, beyond. Yes, you on your time. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are your pa. Yes, you are your father. Yes, you on your time. Yes, you on your time for me. Yes, you are. Say, Odimenim Semburuku, Odimechi Sejafedu. Yes, you are your fair. Yes, you on your time for me. Odimenim Semburuku, Odimechi Sejafedu. Yes, you are your fair. Yes, you on your Obubobo, Obubobo Sejatobia. Sina Yesu di kadefi. Obubobo Sejate. Sina Yesu di kadefi. Obubobo, Obubobo Sejatobia. Sina Yesu di kadefi. Oh, Obubobo Sejatobia. Eradi uye kase. Eradi uso. Udini unyame ni narasa. Unyame uso. Unyame uso. Unyame uye kase. Eradi uso. Udini unyame ni narasa. Eradi uso. Eradi uye kase. Eradi uso. You're the God of all someone. a little baby. You want your mommy, oh. You know they carry me, they play, oh.
In the middle, in the song.
Good morning
and welcome to your favorite Sunday morning TV show, Sunday Breakfast to call it. My name is Jude Duncan and I'm here with
Eno Safo. Find me across all social media platforms, Eno_S, and Jude's handle
at Mensa Duncan. On the show, we bring you exciting conversations to liven up your Sunday morning. We delve into the news headlines. We bring you all of the big stories in your communities. There's a health conversation, also a nutrition segment where we bring you very important conversations around how to ensure your diet is in the best of shape. And finally, we end with the sports segment where we delve into all of the big stories. It's World Cup season and a lot is happening, albeit not for us as Ghanaians, but hey, the games are still ongoing. You know,
why you kai out?
Oh,
I don't know if it's all kai out.
There's a big hashtag on social media.
What's the hashtag? Ket out.
Ketokreku out.
Yeah.
You know, people are not happy.
They should leave the kreku. Ket out.
You know,
make it short and simple.
I
and
think
sweet.
that they want emphasis. You know, if they say
on who in particular
exactly,
they're referring
exactly.
to.
You know, if they say Ketika, meaning some other random person.
Oh
but,
man.
You know, Ketokreku
you know, I've
is under
left
fire.
You know, there's stages of grief. So I've left the sadness. Now I'm angry. I'm angry at the kind of football we played, looking at Morocco last night and the quality of football and the urgency with which they scored their goals. I'm like, Morocco is amazing. What are we doing?
You can say same for
Ghana.
You can say same for many other African countries.
Even Cabo Verde.
Yeah. So people are angry.
Argentina share, no share. If they had more time, third goal, they would have equalized. I actually really wanted to see them go for penalties, and I've said that here before.
Yeah. So people are not happy with our football, and they feel like it is symptomatic of the kind of leadership we have at the football administration level. And I'm referring to the GFA, and some have called on government to intervene, through whatever means possible, whether would raise a FIFA ban. Others have said that government should stop funding the GFA. And we know that the GFA can't make enough money on their own. The local league is...
I wanted to, you said a FIFA ban. Is that a threat that GFA uses to ensure that government doesn't interfere.
All the time, all the time,
because
all the time.
if government can't oversee GFA,
then what's the point?
Exactly.
Because then at the end of the day, taxpayers' money is used. They try to create the impression that
they were making
we
their
are
own
a private
money.
company. Well,
No,
that's
you
true.
can't be private company.
But the point is that without government support, a lot of what the GFA does with regards to national team, at events and endeavors would not really take place. So whether FIFA banned or not, I think that the outcome will be better than what we've seen with this administration. And so, and it's not even just about what I feel. I think if you go on social media, the resentment for this administration is quite clear. A lot of people want them out. So
we've been calling for this for a long time. Will it happen? Because these same people will go, what do they call them? When they go for their GFA executive committee meeting or Congress. They are the same people who go and vote for him. How many tenures does a GFA president have?
It was supposed to have been, I think, 4 years of 2 terms or 5 years of 2 terms. I don't know. And the worst part of all of it
is... They changed that the last Congress,
exactly.
Didn't they?
He's trying to run for a 3rd term. And that is where a lot of people have said that.
We should draw the line.
Yeah. So the fight is on, and I'm sure
he can't see the rot.
The voice of the people will be the voice of God.
It definitely has to be heard. All sports. Yesterday, someone posted a video of Mr. Hart, Henry, when he was a sports journalist and how he was ranting about the GFA and etc.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, when the tables turned, I say, Henry, you didn't cry. You
But you have to observe table manners.
When you're at the table, you observe table. But when you're not on the table, you can talk anyhow.
You can't. So that's what's happening. A lot of people are not happy, and rightly so. Yeah, but by way of reminders, right? I'm sure we'll come into the sports details. Kinley mentioned Morocco and their amazing run, 2 years or 2 World Cups in a row. They've shown that they are among the big boys. You know.
Tell me about their FA and how they switched it up when they brought in their new leader.
You see, all of it is, and again, Morocco, like Ghana, changed coaches, a month or less to the World Cup. So I struggle to see the whole idea about, we didn't bring a coach early. I don't subscribe to it. The bigger point, however, has got to do with the level of sports development in the country. And this is like a problem we've seen with successive governments, right? So you see a very under-resourced National Sports Authority whose mandate it is to ensure that all of our sporting infrastructure is in proper shape. And when I say that, I mean by ensuring proper maintenance of these facilities. Go to Accra Sports Stadium, go to Sipon Sports Stadium. It can't be even used for any sporting event. When there's a FIFA competition that involves our national team, we see a last minute scraping through, trying to put in place some things to get the place at least functional for just that game, and it ends there. The washroom is a no-go area. And there are parts of the Accra Sports Stadium that you can't pass because the stench that will hit you, metals are rusted. It's a complete mess. So what happens is when there's a competition, we quickly try to do the quick fix, but the quick fix doesn't really deal with the problem. In 2007, England renovated the Wembley, the new Wembley Stadium.
The new Wembley Stadium.
We built ours, also did the refurbishment of the Henijan or now the Accra Sports Stadium in 2008. Compare and contrast. So clearly there's a serious maintenance culture in this country, and it's extended to the sports. Now, another thing is that because governments have not been very deliberate about this whole sports infrastructure development, and let me even say sports infrastructure development, just sports development in the whole, we've seen the decline, right? So because the pitches are poor, the environments for training are poor, the teams can't properly prepare for competitions, right? So if you go to Pram, we're supposed to host, for example, the national team, what the English call their St. George's is basically like a camp base. So there are pitches, there are residential facilities, there's gym, there's everything.
We have that?
We are supposed to have that in Pram.
What has happened to it?
It's a complete mess. The GFA tried to resuscitate it, but it still can't host the Black Stars. Ideally, it should have been the first port of call when the Black Stars are in town, rather than paying Alisa Hotel and all of those other places we send the boys to. When they come to town, we're supposed to send them there for pre-camp before
we move to wherever we have to go.
It doesn't happen. Then you see that over time, that begins to decline. Then, of course, you go to competitions and you perform poorly. And when you come to football specific, there's this whole thing around, okay, club owners, management committee, whatever, they're now trying to impose their players on the national team, because at the end of the day, they use the national team to sort of showcase their players. And there's not me saying, a former national team coach, C.K. Akono, is on record to have said that certain influences came from some forces or external people within the FA trying to get him to call players into the Black Stars he didn't believe were Black Stars material. So you get the sense that it is a business.
So you
for
can
some
be a
persons,
coach, but you're attached to strings.
Exactly, because people are making the shots or calling the shots from different parts. So at the end of the day, you are calling players you don't believe in. And I'll give you a typical example. Back in the day, there was a player called Philemon Bafo. He played for Dreams FC. By the way, Dreams FC is owned by our FA president. And he was consistently in the national team. They'll call him into the Black Stars, but he wouldn't play.
But his stats was...
I mean, whether it was a good player or not, that's for the public.
But they call him
to the national team. He wouldn't play. And he wouldn't play because the coaches didn't think it was good. I mean, the point is, if you are good enough, you play, right? So you wonder, why was he consistently being called into the national team? Is it because he played for Dreams, which is owned by? So all of those narratives are there, right? And some of the actions and inactions of some persons around the GFA, gives credence to some of these things. Again, there are concerns around, the huge sums of money paid to some of these management committee persons when these monies could have been used to develop the football. All of that coming to the fore again. So it's a serious problem. And earlier I was talking about sports development. See, we recently hosted a 2023 Africa Games.
Oh, that was terrible.
At Boteman. Look at all of the challenges. We built multi-purpose sporting centers. I was in Boteman 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
So you don't even have proper standardized tartan tracks, and this is a facility costing in excess of over $100 million. So you're wondering, we throw money at these things, we don't maintain them well, then it begins to rot, then it's like a cycle repeating itself. Government is indifferent because, again, when opportunity comes for maintenance or for even building some of these things, it's a procurement opportunity for cronies of politicians. So there's no deliberate plan to ensure that, we are going to maintain this properly. I don't even want to come to the kind of renovation that was done at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, right? And the amount of money thrown at it and the state of it right now. You can't even play a decent, youth football, CAF-approved youth football at a facility that cost over $70 million. And this is the problem. So, see, we would address the GFA and their shortcomings, but successive governments have also not played their role in ensuring that we are taking sports very seriously in the country. And it is why the GFA will get a field day to continually, embarrass the country, in the manner that they do. So I don't know, we'll come to it some other time. But like I said, there's a hashtag on social media.
Kurto Kurku out.
It's loud and it's popping. I think that he's done his bit. He should step aside, and that's my personal opinion. And
you see how the should I say foreigners or like other FAs, when they realize that Charlie Adedame and Ankoye, they resign, honorably resign. But that word is not in our dictionary. Like, you want to continue to do it, and you're not doing it well. I mean, I've seen our football retrogress. And I love football. If I was younger, you told me that I would actually sit and enjoy a match and be cheering people on. You'd be like, no, that can't be me. But now I enjoy it. And I'm getting into the nitty-gritties of it. So I would rather support the Black Queens because I know that they won't give me a heart attack.
even with the Black
boys.
Queens, even with the Black Queens, right? There's so much more we could have done
There's
to
so much more.
support them. You
So
know,
much
considering
more.
that they perform way
And
better
I
than
think
we've seen
that's
the
one
Black
thing
Stars
that
do.
the minister mentioned
Yeah.
in one of his interviews.
The
when he
minister
came
himself
here.
has come under intense public scrutiny.
Oh,
You know, he
Nyabo
was seen as
Chairman.
someone who was going to be an outlier as far as his relationship with the FA is. But of course,
Maybe.
you know, there's this whole idea of feeling that he's been pondering a lot to the FA. I mean, I don't know, these are concerns a lot of people have expressed on social media. But I think that very honest conversations would have to be had.
Definitely.
We need an inquiry into this teams, whatever they did in
the
USA.
US.
You know, we need
Yeah.
to properly scrutinize it. And at the end of the day, conversations about Ketokreeku's third term bid ought to be had. And I think that government should have a bigger say in who becomes, or a significant say, I won't say bigger, a significant say in who becomes GFA president, because we put too much money in there, taxpayer money in there, for it to be left to the hands of a few people. Yeah, so
I also think that while we're scrutinizing whatever happened in the U.S., we should also include the funds that we sought from the public to send.
all
fans.
of it,
All
will have
of
to
it
be,
needs to be
yeah,
scrutinized
all of it
because
will have to be looked at.
most
properly.
people said they didn't get
The
the
tickets.
tickets. Into tickets, who was sharing it? How did they get it? I think aside Canada, where most people were, got some of the tickets. US, they didn't even get the tickets. So who got the tickets? How was the selection? 2 per constituency, is that what they said? How was that selection done? And all of that. A friend of mine in the US texted me and said, where can they get a ticket? And I'm like, what has he heard? It's like, oh, they say they're giving it to certain members within the government, government supporters and everything. I'm like, I haven't heard anything, but I'll do my best to find out. I haven't found out anything, so it would be good to know who got those tickets, how they were distributed and all of that. This is the only proper goal that I enjoyed.
Anyway, so that's it for the Black Stars.
I saw his stats. Just 0 shots on target.
For a number
For
9 at the
a
World
number
Cup. It's unbelievable.
for our key striker, 0 shots on target. Let's continue with the FIFA. Yeah. So yesterday, our very own Morocco, 3 goals.
Yeah, they beat
Amazing.
Canada 3-0. So Canada is the first host nation to exit the competition. I think they'll be proud of themselves to have reached the round of 16. And prior to this FIFA World Cup, they had barely scored more than 2 goals in a game. Exactly.
They're not a football nation.
Clearly not. You wouldn't even say the USA is a football nation.
Yeah.
Mind you, the football is much bigger in the USA than in Canada. The thing is that teams from Canada, like Vancouver Whitecaps, play their football or league football in the MLS. Just like you had so for example, a football club in Ghana, because we may not have a proper league in Ghana, the team Kotoko will play, for example, will join the league in Togo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how
that's
unpopular,
how unpopular football
is.
is.
And of course, they call it soccer too.
Oh, then they should.
Or some
they
of
have
them
done
call it
well.
soccer.
Oh, so it's not soccer. Yeah.
But again, so nationally, it's not a popular sport.
Okay.
But you have a lot of the youth and young people follow
Gradually,
it. You
okay.
know, they really follow it. They watch the games, the Champions League, and all of that. So for them, it's still a very new thing for them, right?
I mean, they did well.
And they did quite well. They beat Qatar 6. Of course,
well.
Qatar had 2 red cards in there. They also drew a Bosnia and Herzegovina, and they lost their final group game. So 4 points was enough to send them through. And they met South Africa in the round of 32. They beat them by 1-0, and they faced Morocco. And of course, Morocco were semi-finalists in the last edition. They are arguably one of the best teams at this competition. In fact, Morocco, you can now say, are favorites to go on and win the competition, right? So we'll see how that goes. And Canadians are really happy with the team. You know,
they did amazing. For people who don't really
they lost
play
3-0, but the manner in which they exited is what a lot of people
you
are
could see that
satisfied
they actually
with.
really wanted it. So that's
So
good.
congratulations to the team, to the Moroccans, for a wonderful display of a lot of excellence, football excellence, really. That's what it is. So they're in the round of, they're in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
They're in the quarterfinals. So again, they make it among the top 8 of the best teams on the planet as far as national team football is concerned. Another game we also witnessed was that of France and Paraguay. Now, that was an intriguing game.
That was an amazing game.
Mind you, Paraguay is the first time they are playing round of 16 football.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They played it passionately.
Exactly.
I was actually hoping that, they'd equalize so that we could go into extra time and then probably penalties. I don't know why I'm enjoying the penalties. I hate penalties. But I actually wanted Paraguay to equalize. And I watched it with some French people too, so that was quite interesting. And I was like, I think Paraguay should equalize. No. It was interesting. But yeah, it was a very good game.
Yeah, so Mbappe scored his 7th goal of the competition. And the talk
it was a penalty.
Paraguay came into the game trying to unsettle the French side. They were playing very deep, like the Ghana did against England, and when France got a goal, you realize that they also started defending. And mind you, this is a very good Paraguay team. They beat Germany on penalties to go to the next stage of the competition. And they'll be also very pleased with themselves because you've said that France was arguably the best team or looked like the most informed team at the competition so far. So to concede just once, and get France to now play a kind of defensive game, they have a wealth of attacking options, right? So Olise, Dembele, even their bench.
But would you say that yesterday France didn't really play their best?
You wouldn't say they didn't play their best. I think the more and more you play in the competition, the stiffer opposition you face, and people or teams also build on their experiences and they are better prepared. So in the group stage, they met Senegal in their opening game. They beat them 2-0. Then they met Norway in the final game. They beat them they beat Norway, I think, 4-1 or so, or 4-2. In between, they also met some other team, and they won 3. But the point is that all of those were not very tough games. Norway fielded their second 11. The second game France played is what escaped me. But anyway, then they go to the round of 32. They completely sweep away, the team they face in there as well. And they are playing really good football at it. But the thing is, the more games you play, the more your opponents steady you. So teams come into the round of 16 much prepared. And I think Paraguay, having the confidence of beating Germany, came into this France game and said, maybe if we play a little better than we did against Germany, we might stand a chance. And they did exactly that. And of course, it didn't go in their way because, again, the France team is completely, overwhelming as far as talent is. They have a pool of talents that I think is unmatched at this FIFA World Cup. So their experience came in handy. There were times in the game you saw that they were trying to provoke Mbappe, 3 players who surround him, they are taunting him, they are saying things to him. Trying to get him, trying to get him angry and possibly get a red card, and it opens the game because it's a trick a lot of people use in football. Actually, 2006 World Cup, Italy versus France. Zidane was arguably the best player of the whole competition. They frustrated him, they were taunting him. He got a red card. Italy won the World Cup. So, considering how important Mbappe is to this French team, if he was out, and if he's captain of the team, if he's out, you get the sense that the team will be unsettled and maybe you can push and get a win. So all of those tactics were deployed. It's called the dark arts of football. So football is fair play, it is respect, it's integrity.
This tournament, FIFA,
but we've seen
play,
that a lot of the times teams use what they call the dark arts of football. To try and get past their opponent. And I think that Paraguay tried to set up in that manner. They played quite well, but also deployed tactics that, we would ordinarily describe as the dark arts. But of course, Mbappe knows too well that, people try to get under your skin. And he anytime you saw them attempts that, he was just smiling and doing his thing. And he would leave very happy. I think now he has about 17 World Cup goals in 15 appearances or 16 appearances. That is incredible. Before this World Cup, the record was held by Miroslav Klose, who had just about 15 goals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and to think that Mbappe is only 27,
oh, wow.
and the next World Cup he'll be
there.
31 or 30. he will be ready again, you know, and it makes it even more scary.
Wow.
You know, for players like Messi and Ronaldo, you look at it and say, at 41, at 39, maybe this is the last one,
or
right?
You never know.
Messi doesn't look like it's
he's
the
going
last
to
one.
retire
You know,
anytime
I think that
soon.
they'll give him a coronation with one more World Cup.
Wow.
You know, where he'll be like 42 with a walking stick.
Wow, walking stick.
But he'll come out just fine. Anyway, so that's it with the French team. They are playing very well. Many took them to win the World Cup.
Right.
We'll see how it goes. There's also England and Mexico later today, midnight.
Ooh.
It's a tasty clash, really, really tasty clash. Mexico have not lost in the Azteca Stadium in God knows how long.
Okay.
I think their last loss was in 2013 against Honduras. Prior to that, they had played many games they hadn't lost. The Azteca is like a spiritual home for Mexico football,
Okay.
right? And they are happy to be staying there and still playing their games. What this means is that England will have to do a lot more than they did against Congo, DR Congo, to be able to go past this Mexico team. I think that in the Congo game, they underrated their opponent and thought that was going to be a very easy
I
clash.
don't know why they keep underrating African teams.
It's because, again, like, see, all of these footballers who play for some of these teams watch the English boys. Some of them even idolize them. That's the truth, right? So after the Ghana game, a number of the Ghana players were posting jerseys given to them by these English boys. Because the point is, everybody watches the Premier League.
Yeah.
Everybody watches the Champions League.
Yeah.
When you watch the Premier League, it is Saka, Declan Rice, Eberechi Eze, you know, and not until recently, Harry Kane. You know, you see them play, and they are the global superstars.
Right.
No offenses to some of the players we have now. I think we have big names as well. There's Semenyo in there, who is as big as any of the England stars or close to. And there's Thomas Partey there, who, I mean, at the time was at England, was arguably the best midfielder in the league. You know, but there are also new chaps coming on the block. You know, so for example, Prince Kwabena Edu, who got launched into by Ezri Konsa and didn't even appeal for a penalty. You know, again, you know, he posted a picture of Declan Rice's jersey he had given him. So that is the other issue. But I think that coming back to the England-Mexico game is going to be a tough one. I think that it's the clash of the round of 16, just because of Mexico being a host nation and the fact that they are playing at the Azteca. It would mean that England will have to be very mentally tough,
Right.
extremely tough mentally to be able to go past this Mexico side.
Wow.
Mexico is playing really, really good football. Opening game, they beat South Africa. Their next game, they beat, I think it was South Korea. The third game, they completely threw away Czech Republic. 9 points out of 3, 9 out of 9. They go into the round of 16. Brilliant football. Now in the round of 32, now in the round of 16 against England. It's a game you can't easily write them off, you know. So we'll be watching very closely. Thankfully for England, their big name players have come to the party. And when I say big name players, I'm referring to Harry Kane. Now has 6 goals in the competition. You need your big players firing at that level for a competition like this. So he'll go into this Mexico game and say, well, I did it against Congo, I did it against Croatia, I did it against Panama, I can do it against Mexico because he has what it takes. He scored 72 goals this season. That is unbelievable. All I'm saying, in this calendar year, only Messi has scored more than him in history for one calendar year. Then you have Jude Bellingham, who is known for high pressure moments. I think that he's complete. He's built for such things. Like, you know, there are players like that. Like, it's tough. Everybody is not seeing top. Okay, to hell with everybody. I'm Jude Bellingham. You know, give me the ball. He likes high pressure moments, big occasion moments. He's done it before in the past in Euro 2024. You know, scored an overhead kick when England was on the verge of exiting the competition. So they'll be counting on these key players. Of course, there's Saka in the mix as well, who I think would start against Mexico. And of course, there are injury concerns around Declan Rice. If he doesn't play, England is in trouble. He's about...
Really? What happened to him?
He had a knock against Ghana.
A knock?
a knock. So the knock is like some pain somewhere. So he was, he had like some kind of ice put on his thighs in the aftermath of the Ghana game. Against Panama too, we saw that he had been like wrapped up again in that manner. So there are concerns about his fitness. And coming to the competition together with Saka, there were issues as to whether they were very, very ready in terms of match fitness. We've not really seen that. So England will need him to be fit, because if he doesn't play, the team struggles. In fact, against Congo, their head coach, Thomas Tuchel, who is German, by the way, had to deploy Declan Rice as a right back because two of their starting right back options were injured in Reece James and Jarrell Kwanzaa, who, by the way, is Ghanaian.
I was about to say.
Yeah. So they have a crisis situation at right back. There are reports that Reece James might be fit just enough for that game. If he isn't, maybe Jet Spence will be deployed back again. But they need Declan Rice in the middle of the pitch to just edge the team on. Because Mexico have a really, really good midfield. Really, really good midfield. And they'll be counting on their team's experience as well. But this is a very tasty clash.
Tasty.
Tasty clash.
Clash near tasty. Ankasa.
Yeah.
All right. We know how the weather has been acting lately, and so it's now time for our weather forecast.
All right, so the summary of today's weather is that an active rainstorm observed over the border of northern Nigeria and Benin is expected to propagate westward to affect portions of the northern transition belts from mid-morning into the afternoon. Mist and fog patches are expected over parts of the coast, forest, and mountainous areas early in the morning amidst mostly cloudy conditions. Slight to moderate rain is likely over a few coastal areas as the day progresses, mostly cloudy with brief intervals of sunshine and thunderstorms with rain of varying intensities is anticipated to affect the coastal and inland areas. But I think the big takeaway is that an active rainstorm is observed over the border of northern Nigeria and Benin, and it's expected to propagate westwards to affect portions of the north and transition belts from mid-morning into the afternoon. So if you want more information, you can go to the Ghana Meteorological Agency's website for more. But don't miss out on our weather forecast every morning right here on Breakfast Daily, all through the weekend, of course, on weekends. A week ago, we were hit with the really devastating news of the floods, right? It's destroyed many properties. Lives have been taken. We are being told 32 lives, and these are lives just reported. So you can imagine all of the deaths that possibly took place and have gone unreported. We are being told by NADMO that over 90,000 persons have been displaced and over 1,000 vehicles have been destroyed. some of which are uncompletely, you are not able to salvage it again. And many other properties destroyed. Walls have been broken, homes have completely fallen flat, and we are still counting the losses. We would love to hear from you. First off, if you are watching the show and you are a victim of the flood, our sincere and deepest commiserations and sympathy to you. But if you are watching, we are also, by way of information, announcing that government said that the flood relief is scheduled to take place from today. So we would love to hear from you if you've been identified for some of these relief, and also what your concerns are, if any, on this flooding situation. We would love to hear from you, your thoughts on all of these issues. The numbers are on your screen. Share with us your views on this particular topic. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, there's a lot more for you right here on Sunday Breakfast. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's now time for our news review segment right here on Sunday Breakfast. Myself, Jude Duncan, and Osafo is in here. It's a big news morning because last night we saw information from the Deputy Attorney General that Abdul Hanan Wahab, who is standing trial in the buffer stock case involving millions of Ghana cedi, has been arrested after he attempted to withdraw money from his frozen Republic Bank account.
Exactly.
And he was arrested at the airport when he was on medical leave. I was in court when he brought in the application for medical leave to go for treatment
in
for
the UK?
His eye. And according to him, there isn't any known optometrist in Ghana who can help with that kind of eye treatment. So his lawyers made the case forcefully in court, and the court granted him.
Really?
Now we are being told by the Deputy Attorney General that the AG, Dominic Ayine, will move to review his leave application, his medical leave application. So that story has been making rounds on social media.
Were you privy to the particular eye condition?
Not at all. I mean,
because
some of these things are also very personal, so it's not everything they disclose in open court.
I want to understand why there's no optometrist who can attend. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I mean those were the arguments he made
that they made in court.
Yeah, that
because I know some very good doctors who have trained in India, in the US, in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
So it baffles my mind. But if we don't know the particular issue that's happening with his eye.
I mean, it's important to note that the main reason why he's been arrested again is because, according to the Deputy AG, he attempted to withdraw money, empty his account with Republic Bank, which has been frozen. So that is the big story. I'll bring you excerpts of it.
It baffles my mind that he didn't think that it would be.
No.
Yeah. Or that, I mean, your account is frozen. You can't possibly access it. Anyway, give us that story. What website?
Let me bring you some other headlines, and
before we delve into that story.
I'll bring that story for you. So, big headline story. Former NAFCO CEO lawyers threaten contempt action against AG over airport arrest. This in relation to the earlier story.
Right.
The main story, however, is ex-NAFCO CEO arrested at airport after alleged attempt to access frozen bank account. And this is on the citynewsroom.com. Moving on, Momo vendor kills robbery suspect at Lashibi, recovers 140,000 Ghana cedis. Fire guts Melcom warehouse at Tema Free Zones Enclave. To some other story, in Gassaut, 4-year-old missing after falling into River AJ.
River who?
AJ.
Okay.
Ghana should seek compensation over Bagre Dam spillage, an environmental scientist speaking. Ghana to host 70th anniversary or 70th UN Tourism Commission for Africa meeting in 2027. In Adontin SHS, Fire Guts House Master's Office and Storeroom. Current Black Stars less technical but more determined. And that's from Edwin Neal and Van der Poel. DVLA, no discounts on fines. Ignore fake SMS messages. And there's an editorial on why the Supreme Court upheld process for Tokonu's removal. The Bekwai MC says supports government's development agenda as he urges Ghanaians. And finally, Ghana Medical Trust Fund courts chief support to boost public awareness. And these are the big stories, Eno.
Okay, I'm going to channel1newsonline.com. On that portal, ex-NAFCO boss lawyers to file contempt action against AG BNI director. Attempt to empty frozen account triggered Hanan arrest, Srimsai says so. Ex-NAFCO boss Abdul Wahab Hanan arrested at airport. Police recover 140,000 Ghana cedis AK-47 rifle after a Lashibi robbery attack. And Rich Hospital, no wrongdoing found in death of Language Institute director's wife. And like you said earlier, fire guts Housemaster's office stores at Adonte SHS, and Ghana's World Cup exit caused by tactical errors, according to Van der Poel. If you come down here to our trending stories, Upper East Minister mourns Accra flood victims. Government delegation joins Ochehene for 2026 Ohum Festival in Chebi. And why the Supreme Court ruled against challenges to Tokonu's removal. And there's a story here that baffles me, because Ghana faces HIV testing crisis as diagnostic kits near depletion.
Let me take you to
Bless me.
the Ghana News Agency, GhanaNewsAgency.org. They have some other stories as well. They also reported on the Black Stars exit, and it's making rounds on the GhanaNewsAgency.org.gh. But to some other stories, government begins distribution of relief items to victims of June 29 flood disaster. I'll bring excerpts of that story. Government unveils national post-flood cleanup and recovery exercise. Some other story here. President Mahama pays tribute to nation's senior citizens. Sierra Leone president commiserates with Ghana on June 29 flood disaster. Canada-Ghana trade rises 56% to $752 million. And the education minister is in the news as he says governments hint at tougher measures against growing indiscipline in schools. Earlier in the week, the president went to cut sword for the Tema Industrial Park, and we are being told that it is expected to create 4,000 jobs and anchor new manufacturing policies. And Ghana demands justice after a Ghanaian killed in South Africa in a xenophobic attack. These are the big stories on Ghana News Agency.
Okay, I'm taking you to graphiconline.com. Graphiconline.com, stories you'll find there. Parliamentary Select Committee on Education worries over exorbitant distance education fees. Mobile money vendor kills armed robber and recovers 140,000 Ghana cedis in Lashibi shootout, according to the police. Some university courses are useless. Former Education Minister Educhum calls out 2 programs. Ghana Armed Forces to lead post-flood cleanup and recovery exercise, according to Brigadier General Okanyebwa. And government begins distribution of relief items to flood victims. Centure Group, Easy Foundation donate 10 ambulances to Ghana Police Service to strengthen emergency response. See the new rail freight locomotive acquired by Ghana Railway. The reaction and the response. All right, those are the stories you'll find on graphiconline.com.
I don't know if we should just delve in.
Yes,
I have
yes.
the BBC here.
Okay, you can briefly go through and then we can delve into other stories.
The
The BBC, has it open?
Yes,
Or
so
should I?
man 21 pulled alive from Venezuela rubble after being trapped for over 106 hours. And can you imagine?
Wow.
106 hours.
Wow.
And I'm wondering, did he even have like air to breathe? Like, did he have?
He was determined to survive.
Incredible. Pakistani strike kills dozens in Afghanistan. 5 dead following shooting at youth event in Germany. Some other stories here. They have the World Cup, France's win over Paraguay, and of course Morocco's win over the co-host nation Canada. I'm struggling with. Moving on to some other stories. They have an interesting article on Cape Verde, right? They say, farewell Cape Verde, the underdogs, the World Cup will never forget. And yeah, so lots of World Cup stories. They've been very big on the World Cup the whole time. So you can log on to the BBC to get more information on some of their big stories.
Taylor Swift got married.
So I think an NFL star.
Yeah,
right?
an NFL star.
What's his name? Kelsey?
Adam.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Kels. You know, they have
Travis
a
Kelce.
Kels.
Travis Kelce.
Not Kelsey.
No.
The spelling looks some way. Anyway,
Yeah.
let me bring you the arrest of the ex-NAFCO
Please do. Please do.
CEO Abdul Hanan Wahab. So, story by Hansen Ajaman, except reads, Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Shremsai has disclosed the arrest of former Chief Executive Officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, Hanan Abdul Wahab Alu Diba at the Accra International Airport, followed what authorities described as an attempt to use false means to access funds in a frozen bank account. In a Facebook post on Saturday, July 4, Dr. Sai said Abdul Wahab, who is standing trial on charges of stealing and causing financial loss to the Republic, had been granted permission by the High Court to travel to the United Kingdom for a few days. He, however, said subsequent developments prompted intervention of law enforcement officers. Law enforcement officers have a while ago arrested Mr. Hanan Abdul Wahab Alu Diba at the Accra International Airport, Dr. Sai wrote. According to him, it was, however, Mr. Alu Diba's attempt to use false means to empty his frozen bank account with the Republic Bank on Thursday, which occasioned tonight's arrest. The story goes on to quote Dr. Shremsai saying, the learned Attorney General will on Monday seek a review of the court order which granted Mr. Alu Diba leave to travel out of the country, he stated. All right, so this is the big story, and there's a response from his lawyer, who is a former Attorney General, Godfred Dame. So the headline still on citynewsroom.com is former NAFCO CEO's lawyers threaten contempt action against AG over airport arrest. Now, lawyers for Hanan Abdul Wahab have announced plans to initiate contempt proceedings against the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, and the Director of Bureau of National Investigations, alleging they deliberately violated a High Court order by causing their client's arrest at the Accra International Airport despite judicial approval for his travel. The legal team also insists there was no valid court order freezing Abdul Wahab's bank account at the time of the incident. In a statement issued on Sunday, June 4, counsel for Abdul Wahab, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, described as false claims made by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Shremsai, in a Facebook post on July 4, 2026, which sought to justify the arrest. According to the lawyers, the High Court in Accra, presided over by Justice Achibonga, a Court of Appeal judge sitting as an additional High Court judge on June 29, permitted Abdul Wahab to travel to the United Kingdom from July 4 to July 12 for a medical appointment with his optician. The statement said the court granted the application after hearing submissions from both the defense and the prosecution, including Dr. Shremsai, adding that the order was in line with established judicial precedent allowing accused persons standing trial to travel for medical and other legitimate reasons. Dame argued that several high-profile accused persons, including Dr. Stephen Opuni, Seydou Agongo, Alhaji Collins Dauda, Dr. Kesolato Forsin, and Dr. Kwabena Dufour had previously been granted similar travel permissions while facing criminal proceedings. And the story goes on and on and on. So his lawyer, Godfred Dame, is clearly not happy with the decision of the Attorney General and the BNI to order for his arrest at the airport, and they say it's in violation of the court's order granting him permission to seek medical review in the UK. So clearly a developing story. On Monday, we have been told the AG would review or seek a review of the court's order granting him that permission to travel from the July 4th to the 12th. So we'll be following that story keenly from the High Court and we'll bring our lovely viewers all the insights and the latest updates to that matter.
Alrighty.
Are there any other stories? Yeah.
A couple more. There's one on Channel One News Online that I wanted to read out.
I have the story on government's distribution of the flood relief items to victims. Maybe very briefly.
Yes, do read that one.
Big headline story. Government begins distribution of relief items to victims of June 29 flood disaster. So excerpt says the government has begun the distribution of relief items to victims of the June 29 flood disaster. Mr. Felix Kwakye Ofosu, the Minister of State in charge of government communications and presidential spokesman, has said. He said on Wednesday, June 1, on Wednesday, 1st July, emergency relief items were successfully dispatched and issued to the following municipal areas in the capital: La Dade Kotopom Municipality, Ayawaso Central, and Korle Klote Municipality. Speaking at a press conference on Thursday, 2nd July, a second major wave of relief distributions were rolled out to 7 critical districts: Krowa Municipality, Ga East area, which is Dome Kwabenya, Shayo Sudokua, Adan East, Ablekuma North, Adan West, and Okaikwe North. To our brothers and sisters in the Central, Volta, Western Ashanti, and Western North and Eastern regions, please be assured that you have not been forgotten. Mr. Ofosu said the impact of the flood spans 7 regions, with the Greater Accra, Volta, Central regions being the hardest hit. So I want to hear from our viewers, because we are being told that they've started a distribution, as to whether they've received any of those packages. Yeah. But I've seen some members of parliament do pockets of, support here and there. There was a video of the Ablekuma North MP sharing light bulbs.
Or the cowboy.
And I'm like, if my house was flooded, but you see, the funny thing is that we can laugh about it, but the people queued and were taking it. So my point is, if they didn't need it, don't go for it. So
or maybe it's just available until Ojato.
Okay, that's also a perspective. But if I'm wondering to see how, because if my place is flooded.
Where were you when the rain started on Monday?
Oh, I was in my bed. I was in my bed. It was my bed.
Right.
Yeah, so again, our deepest sympathies to all those who have been affected. It's tragic. I know people, I don't want to say I've been saying, I know people who their entire livelihood, a friend left his 9-to-5 job, went into poultry
farming.
And, in a twinkle of an eye, everything is gone. Every single thing is gone.
Oh, no.
Like eggs you would have stocked for.
Oh, no.
Everything is gone. I see your eggs.
And I saw a farm where the chicken were lying on top of the water.
Yeah, so it's very, very difficult.
Oh, that is so sad.
And we wish God's, grace for them to be able to pull through this, because some of these things, when they happen to you, if the grace of God doesn't intervene for you, you never recover. We
understand the military is leading the cleanup process and demolition of structures in waterways. I hope that they're not. We believe that the military are like an institution that cannot be corrupted, and I hope that they do their work diligently. I've heard a lot of praise for the Brigadier General who's leading that charge, and I'm sure that he's up to task and he's gonna do a good job at it, because it can't be business as usual when it comes to the floods.
We hope so too.
We come and make long speeches and all of that. Remember that again, this flood also came with a fire. the plastic market fire where the women were largely affected, and they're talking about billions of CDs when
That's right.
Bernard and when the CBS team went there on Thursday. So yes, I hope that some form of relief comes to them, and that it's not business as usual. We find a way to mitigate this whole issue, because Accra apparently there was a lot of water bodies before we decided to encroach on them. But the thing is, you can't show water where to pass. Eventually, it'll come back to its original.
It will find its level on
It'll find its original level back to its place. Right. Alrighty. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for our news review segment. I wanted to touch on the HIV test kits that are depleting, but because it's a big issue, it's a big health concern.
Are you affected?
Am I affected?
Yeah.
Everybody is affected. Everybody is affected, of course.
I
It's a big issue.
I don't remember the last time I had use for one. That is what I'm asking.
It's a big issue.
Yeah.
When
I mean,
the
clearly,
US withdrew funding, I guess
the
it
US
affected.
aid.
Yes, it affected these kinds of things, because we used to get them, quarterly or so, quite regularly for free, and so these are some of the things that are going to be affected by it, and
see how it goes.
we'll see how it goes.
Alrighty.
This week. All right. So that's it for our news review segment. We'll be right back with some health. Don't go away.
Accra, get ready. The Stars are coming back to your city. This July, the 5th All-Star Festival takes over the University of Ghana Stadium for a full day of football, entertainment, business and family fun. Meet your favorite stars at special fun engagements and clinics. Shop from hundreds of vendors. Enjoy performances from top entertainers. Connect with sports and business leaders at the Sports Business Series. Then witness the main event, the star-studded All-Star Game, featuring international football stars from Ghana and beyond, from 10 a.m. until the after party. More than 10,000 people will come together for the biggest community football festival of the FIFA Football World Cup season. Tickets are just 50 Ghana cedis, with VIP going for 100 Ghana cedis only. Available now at egotickets.com. For more information, call 0531 533 563. The All-Star Festival. The stars are coming. Be there.
What if your ideas could shape the future of education in Ghana? If you were a brilliant pre-secondary student aged 11 to 15, this is your moment to shine. Welcome to the Literacy Challenge 2026, the national literacy competition that celebrates young thinkers, great writers, and future leaders. This year's challenge is all about artificial intelligence and education. The topic: in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in education. Advise on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning while ensuring that students in rural and underserved communities are not left out. Remember, Your essay must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent, guardian, or teacher, and include your full contact details. Submit your entry by Monday, 20th July 2026 at the front desk of Channel 1 TV or PO Box GP 14123, Accra Central. Stand the chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a laptop, and earn the title of Ghana's most outstanding all-round pre-secondary student. For more information, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2026, inspired by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance, and Advocate Publishing.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Enu Safo, and Jude Duncan. We're going straight into our health segment. We're talking to Dr. Dorcas Saki about typhoid. And she is a general surgery specialist with the Bank Hospital. It's a pleasure to have you, Doc. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
We've dragged you from church this beautiful Sunday morning. But I hope you're well.
I'm good. I'm good.
This is the first time here with us, right?
This is
on
actually
Sunday.
the second time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So was I not here or do I not remember?
There's some few
Oh,
months
I
ago,
was on
so-
the caravan. I've just been told. I see. That's the, no wonder Jude is reminding me. Okay. All right. He has some.
What are you talking about? Doc, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
How
thank
are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good. Doc,
It's-
we're talking about typhoid and its complications.
Yeah.
But before we delve into typhoid, I had mentioned the test kits, HIV test kits depleting.
Yeah.
And Jude didn't seem to grasp the gravity of that. Could you talk
No,
about
I grasped
it?
it too.
Oh, you saw.
Yeah, but not for me. Because by the grace of God, I don't indulge in doing that.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I grasped it, but I do what I have to do legally.
Yeah.
Without.
It's okay. Let Doc explain. It's okay. Let Doc explain the gravity of those
so
test kits.
actually, I mean, shortage of test kits are quite serious. That means that you'll not be able to find out any new infections, and which is really crucial because if someone doesn't know he has it, he can easily spread it. So it's very important that we get all the stakeholders looking into it and try to invest into getting some of these test kits in the present situation where we don't have enough external funding. True.
But how often do you get? How common is the use of it from?
So I mean, in our hospital setting, if there's the suspicion of it, we get it. From the past data, I realized that HIV infection is on the rise. So it's really important that we make it a point to try and test as many people as possible.
And I also know that the minute you're pregnant, you also do those tests as well.
You have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Wow,
So it's
they're not
very
serious.
important.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for finally grasping the gravity of the situation.
I mean, I did, but anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, and this is USAID.
Yes, when the funding was taken.
Wow. I
Yeah.
think we have to follow closely. This
Definitely,
matter.
we'll do that in the coming weeks.
Wow.
All right, Doc, let's delve into today's topic. We're talking about typhoid and its complications. So, what is typhoid fever?
Okay, so before I move to that, I would like to, say my heart goes out to all those who are being affected by the floods. It's quite unfortunate that this has happened, and we hope in the near future we'll not get to experience that. We'll take pragmatic steps to resolve that. So typhoid infection, it's basically being infected by a group of bacteria called Salmonella species. Okay,
Is that the same thing we can find in chicken?
Yes, so we have the one that affects human is called Salmonella typhi.
Okay.
And it only infects humans. The microbes that usually infect chickens are usually like influenza, Salmonella to its parts.
Okay.
Yes, but currently Salmonella typhi is only a human host organism.
Okay.
It doesn't affect any other
Okay.
animals. Yes. So before I move on with the discussion, I'll just tell a brief story about a woman called Mary Mullin. She lived in the late 19th centuries, and she was actually a cook, and she used to cook for these rich homes and all that. During that period, there was an outbreak of an infection, which at that time they were not really conversant with it, and about 50 people were infected.
Wow.
So later on, they got to realize that, oh, she is hosting, she's more like a carrier. She was the first documented carrier for Salmonella typhi. So she was actually quarantined, treated over some period of time, and later on she was released. Because of some hardship, she couldn't find job and all that, she changed her name to Mary Brown, went to another state, and started cooking again. And there was another outbreak.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And in that outbreak, about 25 people were infected, 2 people died. So that actually, got us to understand that there are people who can be infected with the typhoid microbes, but they might not show the symptoms and signs. They'll just be carriers, and they can easily affect others. So when we talk about typhoid fever, which is quite different from typhoid infection. For typhoid infection, you could have it and not show signs of any fever or anything. So typhoid fever, it is when the microbes are actually rapidly dividing in your body, and they start to cause symptoms like high fever, fatigue, nausea, abdominal pain, diarrhea, sometimes confusion. So that is what the
Confusion?
typhoid, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Confusion as to
So,
your circumstances?
Yeah,
or-
like the patient acts confused. So it can happen because probably the patient has had a lot of diarrhea and is dehydrated.
All right.
Yeah, or it can happen because the typhoid infection has actually invaded the central nervous system.
Wow.
I mean, it segues us into the very big question on the screen. So, is it an infection or is it a fever?
So what I'm saying, the broad arm is typhoid infection, right? So you can have people who have the infection, all right, they are carriers walking around, but they are not showing the signs of having fever and all these other things. When you start to have what we call typhoid fever, that means that you are actively having the microbes in your body rapidly, dividing, affecting most of your organs and causing other complications.
You earlier sent your commiserations to the victims affected by the flood, and it brings me to the conditions that make this infection fatal or rife, right? I want to believe flooding will be one.
So yes, flooding can trigger that because typhoid infection usually thrive in a very poor sanitary environment. So realize that across the world, about 9 million people actually get infected every year, and about 110,000 die from it every year. And if you look at the distribution of these people, they are usually in areas where there's poor hygiene. So mostly in sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia.
The global south. The global south.
Exactly. So, if you are in a situation where you have poor sanitation and very unprotected sewage disposal system, and if there's flood like what has recently happened, it can actually expose some of these unsanitary conditions, sweep out all the stools and rubbish and everything that is on the streets. Water drains down, and sometimes some of our people get access to some of these waters through the streams and all that, and they use it for their cooking and their drinking.
I mean, because flood water is basically like urine,
exactly.
sewage,
everything. Yes.
And also having breakfast this morning.
I'm sure it'll mix up with your water,
exactly.
Wow.
Your
So clearly, flooding is a trigger point.
Yes, yes.
And you're saying the sanitation matter.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And for some people, they complain, oh, I ate some wache somewhere in what you would ordinarily describe as a good looking place or quite hygienic, but they still suffer from it. And case in point, a lot of our friends in the diaspora, when they come to town, they are always, oh, I'm very careful about where I eat and what I eat, right? So in some of these instances, flood hasn't even occurred. Yeah. So why is it the case? So,
I mean, the case is, you know, in Ghana, we are an endemic country. That means that, I mean, Salmonella typhi is very common to find. Exactly.
It lives amongst
there are a lot of carriers walking around. So, I mean, if the one cooking the food doesn't use potable water to cook the food, or cooks the food on conditions which are not hygienic, and or the person cooking it actually is a carrier, the person can easily shed it. Yes. So, for instance, the person goes to the washroom and doesn't wash the hands properly and comes to handle the food, that can result in such.
How long can you be a carrier for?
So you can be a carrier for a lifetime because you have it. You have it. You have it. Yes.
And what, in 2026, we don't have like technology where you can just see someone's forehead and be like,
oh no, really? You can't.
Exactly. A carrier.
Unless you get tested,
So there are lifetime carriers of.
Yeah, there are people who are lifetime carriers.
And how do they become lifetime
So
carriers?
what happens is, at a point in time, they were actually infected. So anytime a person gets infected, there's a progression that the disease can go through. So the disease has an incubation period of about 1 to 3 weeks, and there are phases.
Okay.
So the first week, the person ingests the food, gets it into the stomach. The organism has a way of evading the stomach acidity because it has a very hard capsule and it's very mobile, so it is able to move around quickly. It evades it and gets to your intestines, and in the intestines, it tends to invade what we call the Peyer's patches. It's more like an immune system for your guts, your intestines. And in those intestines, it tends to, what we call macrophages, tends to swallow them whole, and they travel through your lymphatic system. And within that lymphatic system, it gets released into your bloodstream. So within like about 1 to 3 weeks, a person will start having those symptoms. Some people's own are very, very obvious. Others have a very low tone reaction to it. So they tend to have some fever. Actually, the fever for typhoid increases with time. Like it keeps increasing. It can even get to about 40 degrees Celsius. But there are some people whose immune system, in a way, is able to fight it. So when it gets into the bloodstream, at a point, it now gets to invade what we call the reticuloendothelial system, which involves the liver, the spleen, and your bone marrows. So it now sits in there. If it doesn't get treated, then it stays there forever. Like, while you are not showing symptoms, so definitely you are not going to get treated. Then once in a while, it goes back, infects the Peyer's patches again, gets released into your stool, and it gets out through your stool. So the person keeps shedding it throughout his lifetime.
Wow.
I mean, typhoid is something you learn about, you know, when you're young.
When you have typhoid,
but like listening to you speak about it now, you know, I get the severity of it. Unbelievable. Having spoken about lifetime carriers, let's come to persons who are carriers but their symptoms are not showing. Are there medications, for example, you'd have to be on for life?
Not necessarily. I mean, we use antibiotics to treat it, and I mean, So you get first tested, and when it comes that you're having an active infection, you'll be given the antibiotics for a period of time, sometimes up to 2 weeks, and would retest you after another point. So that's basically it.
What's the test? How do you
So,
do the test?
so they are initially we're using Widal test that shows increasing, like subsequent increase in volume or the digits. But currently what we use, so the test, what we use, you can use blood test within the first week of having infection. So because at that time the organisms are more in the blood. And the blood test that we can do typhoid, IgG or IgM and IgM. So we do both. IgM means that you are having an active infection ongoing.
Okay.
If you have typhoid IgG present and IgM is negative, it means that you've had a past infection, but now you are immune to it. Like you've developed some form of immunity showing that you have that. But if you have both of them positive, that means you have currently an ongoing infection that needs to be treated. The other test to a stool. You use your stool to test for the presence of it. Yeah.
That's one of the most annoying tests.
Yeah, right.
The incidence, you mentioned the incidence rates globally.
Yes.
Do we have some studies pointing to
So,
what it is?
I mean, from what I saw, there wasn't any national data on the current prevalence rate.
But that's serious for a country that struggles a lot with
With typhoid.
But there is some like sporadic research from various hospitals as to their experience with what typhoid infection is.
Interesting.
Wow. So I think will bring us to how to prevent this, right?
Yes, exactly.
What do we have to do?
So basically, it's about ensuring good sanitation and good hygiene. So use what we call the wash analogy. So you need to wash your hands often. Make sure that you are using hot meals that are cooked properly and very hot. You don't take ice cubes from sources you are not sure of. You have to boil any water you feel is suspicious. You boil it very well and let it cool down before you drink it. And when it comes to handling of fruits, you make sure you wash them very well. And if it's a fruit that needs to be peeled, you peel it under hygienic conditions. Yeah.
So it's basically hygiene.
Hygiene is basically
How long
hygiene.
should we be washing our hands underwater?
So, so it's about 30 to 60 seconds actually, and there are steps that you have to follow. So, I mean, I don't know if I should handle
please
it.
do.
So you need to go around. Then now you go in between your fingers like this. You go behind it like this. You wash this way.
It's like we're going
And
to
that
do
way,
surgery.
exactly in the same way you wash your thumb, then
thumb,
your wrist,
then your wrist as well.
then you rinse,
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, in a hurry.
And
You
the
won't do
running
all of
water. No, but you know, if you don't do that, you miss certain like points. You think, oh, you wash your hands. You just do this like.
Dog, I can promise you that no one.
We wash our hands like that. That's why we are doing the show.
I think we do this and then we're done. Then we shake it
just
off.
shake it like
So you wash this way first,
yes.
in between, back,
then your knuckles.
your knuckles, then your thumb,
yeah.
Wow.
and then your wrist.
Exactly.
For some other people, right? I hear so for example, the use of vinegar to clean our fruits and vegetables. Is this something you advise?
Oh yeah, I mean vinegar helps with some of the organisms, but I mean after using vinegar, you need to wash it thoroughly under running water with potable water to be able to rinse off the organism. Like if you can't just put vinegar in a bowl of water and wash the vegetable in the same bowl and not rinse it off. Yeah.
So after using the vinegar, wash
off. Yeah.
and you say avoid ice.
So avoid ice from unknown sources.
This clarity is
Exactly.
important.
From unknown sources, like you go to some places, oh, they are giving you ice cubes. If you are not sure where the
Doc, let's
the
come
source
local.
of the.
You know the ladies that sell
Oh, but
the Asana and
exactly.
the other one.
You don't really
Burkina
know the
and all of
sources,
those
right?
things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's because you don't know the kind of water.
Water that
That was used to make the
exactly.
eyes.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow. That's been an insightful and non-negotiable. We have to eat hot foods.
Yeah, hot foods. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Hello. I've been breaking the asana.
No, I actually don't like it. So.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I tasted it once. I was like, nah, this is not for me. But I wanted to know if there are like seasons that typhoid prevails in. Like, is it cold season, rainy season? Is that when it
So
prevails?
usually it starts when the rainy season starts. Like, it's because the rain kind of exposes our unsanitary activities. Exactly.
Say it in the future. Don't worry.
You see videos where the flood comes
Exactly.
and people are now busily throwing in
exactly.
their
Their rubbish and all that. Like, all the rubbish, all the people are going free range in the community.
I hear that when the air from the sea passes over your waters, it's nice.
Exactly. So they are all going to be washed down into our water bodies.
Oh my
you know.
goodness, right.
So, yeah.
So rainy
Rainy
season.
seasons, yeah.
Okay. What is one misconception about typhoid that you'd like to correct, if there are any at all?
So one misconception is usually, the way it usually presents as very similar to the malaria symptoms. So, I mean, people tend to say, oh, maybe I'm getting malaria or something. They'll just go and buy over-the-counter medications and take it. And if the person's immune system is a little good, it will get controlled, but probably the person will end up as a carrier eventually. The other misconception is anytime some people also start to have this similar symptoms and they are like, oh, I have typhoid, without actually going to get the test done.
But diarrhea and typhoid, do they have any similarities?
Yes, so most, a lot of people who get typhoid infection, they tend to have diarrhea. And the diarrhea is described as like pea soup-like. So it's very watery. Some other organisms also, when they get to infect you, can cause diarrhea. Like we have cholera also causing like the rice water type of diarrhea. So, diarrhea has so many causes. So the fact that you have diarrhea does not mean you have typhoid, and vice versa. The fact that you have typhoid does not mean you would always get diarrhea. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. And what did I want to know? So essentially, if you have typhoid, you've eaten poop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't have to say it like that.
No, I want to ensure that we know how nasty it is. So if you have typhoid, you've eaten poop.
Yes.
And it's best to seek treatment if you get any. But let's run through the symptoms. Yes, the symptoms again.
So the symptoms is usually high fever.
High fever.
Most people who are having active condition, they have high fever. They are tired easily. They have nausea. They don't feel like eating. They have like they also can complain of abdominal pain and diarrhea, as I spoke. In the other side, the person can have constipation because sometimes when the complications set in, which I'll talk about very soon, they could also experience some constipation in that aspect. Yeah.
All right. So you said you talk about the complications. Let's talk about that.
So the complications, typhoid infection can affect almost every organ in your body.
Oh no.
Exactly. So right from your brain, it can cause encephalitis, meningitis. It can exactly. So it can even affect your retina, cause retinitis. It can go to your heart, myocarditis.
What?
Exactly. You can have pneumonia. Your liver can be affected. You get inflamed liver, hepatitis. You can get inflamed gallbladder, acute cholecystitis. And when it comes to the intestines, it can even cause a perforation.
Wow.
In the intestines. When the Peyer's patches are so much inflamed, that they tend to cause it becomes necrotic. That means it starts to die, and there will be a perforation through and through in your bowel. And what will happen? You develop peritonitis, and you sometimes the Peyer's patches could bleed, and you have like a lower GI bleed, a very heavy bleeding. It can also affect your bones. You get some osteomyelitis. It almost affects every part of your system.
Wow.
And even when it's in your blood, it can cause systemic disease like sepsis and septic shock, which you could easily die from. So almost every part of your body.
It is serious.
Yeah, it is.
Like we just mentioned
untreated.
typhoid, like, oh, I have typhoid, but
Exactly.
it's serious.
It's very serious, yes, very serious.
But you get a sense that the deaths, for some reason, are not as, you know, we don't hear a lot of reported deaths like we do for maybe malaria, for example.
Yeah.
That's the case, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are deaths. I mean, from my experience, there are. I mean, most of my patients who come in with surgical complication, I would say about 40 to 50% of them actually survive.
Wow.
Yeah, because at the point that you come with it, you have not been eating for a while because you don't have the appetite for it. So your nutrition is down. That means your immune system is way down, and you are also trying to, get over the stress of the surgery, whatever surgery we do for you. So it actually drains them a lot. And when a patient comes in that state, it's almost like a 50-50 chance.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, you've sounded like, how do I even put it? You've brought to the fore again concerns and why we need to take this seriously.
Yeah,
I knew it was a serious situation,
Yeah.
but I didn't think it was this serious,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much too.
Yeah, with the
Bank Hospital.
The Bank Hospital.
Yeah.
How are you people doing?
Oh, we are doing great. We are doing great. You know, we are the hospital for quality healthcare.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So, if you want quality healthcare,
We should come there.
Come there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
If someone wants to reach you,
yes.
you can do that on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter.
Oh, you're on Twitter?
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
on X. Yeah.
That's
That's
interesting.
Jude's playing ground.
Yeah, so.
Not quite. There's a hashtag there.
Okay.
The Ghanaians are not happy. The Black Stars do nya.
It's unfortunate.
You know, like, see, sometimes we talk about these things and laugh, right? But like, you read stories around how people are getting cardiac arrest watching the Black Stars
that
play.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You know, people are so emotionally
Yeah.
attached.
Oh,
you know,
God.
Remember that lawyer that passed away?
yeah,
Oh,
you know, and
because
many
of the
other,
match. Yeah. Wow.
After our first game when
See.
we won, she was overexcited.
Oh my gosh.
And she
Wow.
died.
So they say Keto Kreku out.
Yeah.
They want to sack the GFA boss, so they are tweeting about it.
Oh my
Anyway, Doc,
Yeah.
it's
Thank
been
you
an
so
absolute
much.
pleasure having
Sasaki,
you.
thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm
Thanks
grateful
for
for
having me.
the insights.
Yeah, thanks.
Interesting. So you had there our doc for the day, you know, helping us through a very important conversation on typhoid, what to do to avoid it, the risk factors, and all to do to ensure that you're safe. We'll take a quick break.
Actually, Jude, before that break though, let's go to the central region where Akwesi Ado's report showed that there were 2 bodies, unfortunately, that had
From
been
the
found.
floods?
Yes, after the floods.
The heavy rains on Sunday night through to Monday afternoon caused the J River to overflow its banks. The current became so high that over here in Peacetown or in Sionano, the bridge that connects the community to others had portions of it being washed away. This has left community members in a state of distress since many of them have become stranded. For residents of this community, moving in and out has really become difficult or in most instances impossible. Parents who do not want to risk the safety of their children have resolved not to let their children go to school, and so since Monday the children are home. According to some parents also, some persons who volunteer to aid the children to cross charge 5 cedis in and out, making it 10 Ghana cedis, a rate they are struggling to afford. Na momba no muko school ne.
Enko first na nkofo na de nkura ni twa no ma besena ko school. Omo du twa 5 cedi wo ba so 5 cedi.
Just a one 10 cedis ama oba ni ntimi ko.
We will need the government to come in. There are children here to cross this bridge up to Amanfrom. We are finding it difficult. We are pleading for the government to come in.
Apart from the issue of the bridge, several homes here in Peacetown or in Sionano also got flooded, leaving personal belongings and livelihoods completely destroyed.
Kura problem a FM wa na enye easy. Baby a tie ni nsuo no enam ye fie na chi na ba ha sei. Ye koye ne afa ye de mu nyina me ne ma me ko fa ye mo ne ade nyina nsuo ase ni nyina. Fa last ye nsuo to ye yire ye be ka dan ye chi. Ansa ne ye sa ko fa nurse so kura so ayi.
Nsuo we nyina efra asalaje na eba o. Asalaje nti nsuo no ba ahonde wo mpa. Wasi bridge na ye kese e ba pe na e fa ase na ekọ. One bridge ba ko ha na ba ko ho no mo. I was a miano na among boom, among fan boom and Cassia Baco. This you know by Ebeco Street.
My house is at the back where the red roofing was. I was the first person over there. There's nobody and there's no road over here. So when these things were going on, first flood came about let's take it about 15 years ago. Then second one came. This the third one came. This is the fourth one, but this one is very worse.
Members of this community through communal labor have constructed this makeshift structure, but only accessible to humans and motorbikes. It is therefore difficult to move either light or heavy cargo into the community. This has disrupted businesses.
Last stop nani. I had to junction emoji city says here they are 20 cities in 15 cities so. Until I'm for brepa.
About 3 days time you cannot come out, 4 days time you cannot come out. You see, so the situation over here, me I'm planning to sell my lands over here and go away from here.
Leadership of the community has placed a clarion call on government to urgently intervene.
No on town government afia ho bia ni hiye ke hiye ni no abafi bridge here ha na famweni because ene nu ene ba enye kole o ka amike oba maintain sane bridge komi ahibie ne komi ahibie ne fe 3 months o ka nu e ba jami e ba o ka me fe le na kan sile na gba no oyo mi na gba no no oyo.
The municipal assembly has hired a contractor to work on the bridge as well as construct additional 2 others in order to effectively deal with the situation.
As we speak today, he's supposed to send some boulders to put it at the, when you are facing the bridge, the left side, so that it can block the flow of the water, so that they can get, by Monday, they'll start working on the bridge. So we are going to add 2 more to it because the volume of water coming is bigger than what the existing one, and so we want to add 2 more culverts or whatever to it, so that at least it can contain the volume of water.
This is Adankope in Weija, and 2 dead bodies have been retrieved from the Denso River. According to the assembly member for this area, the identities of these 2 individuals are yet to be established.
With the support of my community leaders, that is the Weija traditional authorities, 2 leaders from the traditional council also follow up. After retrieving the body, the first body, we thought that is all. And then about some few minutes, we saw another one too popping up. So quickly we have to rush them and get it. So it was 2.
Have you been able to establish the identities of these 2 individuals?
No, not yet.
The Weija municipality is dealing with 2 main issues. One, flooding that is caused by heavy downpours, and also the spillage of the Weija Dam. The assembly member for Weija electoral area believes the assembly needs support from the central government in order to deal with the situation.
So I'll plead on behalf of all the municipal assemblies in Ghana as a whole, but that the local government minister should lobby at the cabinet level for the president to at least find something for the drip outfit too, so that we can be able to fast track with our works.
From Red Top coming, there is this major river that passes through the area, at the adjacent of the old Melcom building near SCC Junction. And even though there's a very big storm drain that has been constructed here just a few years back, it's heavily silted. So just as you can see, the assembly is now desilting the choked drain. So what happens here is that because the drain is massively choked, the runoff water splits into two. A side of it or a part of it runs straight into the drainage channel, while the other runs on the other side and then onto the main highway, impeding vehicular movement. The municipal chief executive for Gas South Municipal Assembly, Moses Kabukubi Okanse, says that for now they can only take remedial measures to ensure that there's some sort of respite for commuters while they wait on the central government to institute a very robust or sustainable measure to deal with the situation.
We are in talks with the highways, and we are also in talks with the hydro people to see how best we can work on this to bring a lasting solution to it. So yesterday, some of the hydro people that came even climbed to the top, and then they also observe it. And we are hoping that at least we will sit again and see the finality that we can bring to it. But as it stands, therefore, immediate relief of our people, what we need to do is what we are doing, and to dredge, dissolve the gutters, make sure that we create path for the water to flow through.
Maintaining this bridge will not only restore movement of goods and people, but would also help protect the investments made by the residents of this community. For the Channel 1 newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Peace Town, Greater Accra.
And in the studios, I am Inosafo with Jude Duncan on Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. The floods, man, it's crazy. 2 bodies retrieved a few days after the floods happened on Monday, 29th June.
See,
rather unfortunate.
My unconventional take, right? Let me say my wild card take is that there are possibly a lot more bodies.
Oh, definitely.
We don't know about, right? That is like a given. I've seen some people on social media say, oh, this person went out on Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and we've not seen him or heard from him or her after. We pray that if there's anybody like that entrapped somewhere, God will help the person to get back with their family. But if you look at the severity of the flood and the rate at which it happened, it will take a miracle, really. It will take a miracle for some of the stories that we've heard. Yesterday, and when I can show you my phone, I was chatting with a politician who, well known actually, who was a victim of the flood. And when I saw stories, you know, or heard that his place was flooded, I thought it was, of course, politics as usual.
Yeah.
Then I called him, I had a conversation with him, then he sent me videos of the flood. It was unbelievable. And this is somebody who had or has leverage, right, to call the MTTD, call the police, call this, call that, because these are people, I mean, he works with. He's a politician, well known, you know, and within minutes, all of these respondents he called, all of these law enforcement security agencies he called, actually showed up at his house with ropes, with all sorts of things.
To help him evacuate?
To help him and the family evacuate. It was that serious, Edo. Unbelievable. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a politician with some leverage, right, and some access. So you can imagine the tomato seller in some shack or kiosk somewhere, right? She doesn't even have the number to let alone call and expect any kind of help or salvation in that regard. So the point is that lots of people are vulnerable, very vulnerable when these things happen. And over the years, we've not done much to support them and you know, help them to be able to deal with some of these things. And as a country, our flood resilience is almost non-existent, you know. And we've heard from the technocrats, and there's the, how do you call them? The specialists, you know, the experts, and they keep saying the same thing, and over and over and over. You have a way you put it that, see, change the template or change the date and keep the template. They are good to go.
Perhaps the location.
So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, places that didn't flood are now flooding. But again, let me just add that, see, the kind of rain we also saw was severe, and research shows or data show that many other places, if they experience that kind of rain, will be flooded. You know, but of course, all of those systems have put in place measures to ensure that the impact will not have been dire as this. But you know, it's sad. People have lost livelihoods, everything.
Yeah.
Go on.
Let's go over Zoom. Akwesiado is on the. I was about to say on the line, but yes, Akwesiado is via Zoom from the Central Region. Akwesi, good morning. We're back in the Central Region this Sunday. How are you?
Good morning. We are fine.
Are you really fine?
Not too well. I've been battling some stubborn cold since Monday, but it's quite manageable this morning. It's really been a very tough week.
It is well.
Yes.
Because you talked to me about that bridge that you were standing by in your report. I don't think you could pay me enough to walk across it.
Exactly. It's really become risky accessing this makeshift footbridge constructed by the community members in Nsuo or Peacetown through communal labor. And at this point, we do not even know for how long this bridge is going to last, because any heavy rains from any moment from now is going to carry the whole structure away. And when that happens, it means that people will no longer be able to move in and out of the Peacetown community, and it would really be a very uncomfortable situation for the residents. So this happened as a result of last Sunday through to Monday afternoon's heavy downpour. So if you're entering into the Peacetown or Nsuo community from American Farm or English Amalfo, there are two bridges which you would have to cross. So the leading one had a portion of it washed away by the heavy floods, and so the residents had to construct this footbridge in order to still have access to the community. And this is a very populated community, and so some of the residents would have to rely on motorbikes. So what happens is that when you get to the edge of the footbridge, you step down from your motorbike, then you push it across. It's really dangerous and risky, especially for children who, attend school in other communities, because they would have to be constantly be under the supervision of adults before they can safely cross. And people are taking advantage of the situation to be making money. So they assist the children to cross the bridge in the morning. They take 5 Ghana cedis. Then in the afternoon, when they are returning from school, they take 5 Ghana cedis, making it 10 Ghana cedis daily. And this is really something many parents in the community are struggling to afford, so their children are not going to school.
Of course, you talked to us about those 2 bodies that were retrieved. Have they been identified?
So the 2 bodies were retrieved in another jurisdiction. So that is Adakope in the Wage-Agbawe municipality. But this footbridge is in the Gas South municipality. Talking about the 2 bodies, according to the assembly member for Wage electoral area, Blankson Aite, they are yet to establish the identities of these 2 individuals. They are also yet to get in touch with any family member of these 2 persons, because the Denso River has so many tributaries. It is even possible or likely that these 2 individuals got drowned in a different area, and then they were carried to where they were
discovered and then subsequently retrieved.
Hello, Akwesi. Yes,
Jude, I can hear you.
Yes, great. So, for residents in the area, how are they dealing with the aftermath? We also saw government in the communique mention that relief items are being distributed, and the area was mentioned as one of the areas where these relief items are being sent. Are residents there being given some of these relief items? Do you know? What can you report on it?
So I cannot state that for a fact because even before speaking to you this morning, I made contact to a resident of the community who was affected in all the flooding episodes that have occurred in the community this year. So this is the second wave of heavy floods in Nsuonano and adjoining communities just this year alone. And both two incidents of flooding have occurred in a space less than a month. So you can imagine the kind of situation these people are dealing with. So when I made contact with this resident, she told me that she is yet to receive any relief item. And she can also mention that for her area, no one has received any sort of relief yet. Maybe that will be done in subsequent days. But let me also add that it is very urgent or very critical for authorities to pay attention to one, the most important basic infrastructure to the community, which is the bridge. Because now businesses are being affected. If you even want to part light or a heavy cargo into the community, it has become virtually impossible. There is an alternative route, except that that particular route is also in a very deplorable state. And so it's practically impossible for vehicles to use that alternative route I am speaking about. So something serious really needs to be done about this situation. And then also, the municipal assembly should, as a matter of urgency, conduct some sort of auditing in the manner in which people have constructed their buildings in the area. You get to the area, you see a building sitting directly in the water course, and when it rains, the whole area gets flooded. According to the residents, what the NADMO does is that, or what the special planning officers at the municipal assembly do is that they would get to the area, they will just mark the building, and then the next day you would see that the building which was at the lintel level is already roofed, and then somebody is living in it. So they believe that authorities have not really stood on their grounds to ensure that the right thing is done in the community to ensure that flooding does not occur. But the municipal chief executive for the area, Moses Kabukubi Okansi, in my report mentioned to me that they have already hired a contractor to, one, solve the immediate challenge, and then two, construct 2 additional bridges to the existing others so that they can effectively receive the flood waters that come from the other areas, so that the area wouldn't get flooded again. So we're only hoping that they put words to action and then do something about this situation.
All right, Akwesi, hold on for us. We've been joined on the phone by Magdalene Fosia, who's a resident of Nsuonano. Good morning, happy Sunday, welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Yes, good morning, madam.
How are you doing?
Very well, but not too well.
Yes, they're not too well. Let's dwell on that. What happened during Sunday into Monday's rains and floods?
Yes, I think 3 weeks ago it came back on Sunday, between Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The volume of water was very bad, and every resident was affected. I have a 5-bedroom house. Everywhere was affected. Every property has been destroyed, depending on the quantity of water that entered the room. With me, for example, in my bedroom, the water level was up to my nails. inside the house. But outside it was very terrible. And all bridges around were broken down. Residents were not able to cross to the other side of the river. So it was very terrible. It was very terrible.
I'm sorry for your situation, but describe to me the layout of Nsuo. Are the buildings built away from the water path, or have people encroached on that part of the land?
Yes, thank you very much for asking. With me, I'm about 400 meters away from the bridge, and there are others that have encroached on the waterways. That is causing most of the problems. Since I came 4 years ago, that's what I've realized. And that is what is going on now.
Is the assembly aware?
Come again.
Is the assembly aware?
Yes, they are, because 3 weeks ago they came around, and just last week they also came around. And there has been a dam placed very close to the riverside. And that is one of the major problems that is causing it. The encroachment and the dam site, which has been created, not by the assembly. Per my investigations, what I realized was that it was an individual who contracted people to do that with the consent of the traditional people within the area. That is how it is. And the situation is very terrible and bad.
Wow. Madeline, so for residents there like yourself, how are you dealing with the aftermath of the rains? Is there any help from some of the law enforcement agencies? NADMO, have they brought in relief items? How are you keeping up?
No, there hasn't been any kind of relief items. I think about 4 days ago, they came around to write names. Apart from the 3 weeks ago one, just 4 days ago, they came around. There hasn't been any relief item. Nothing of the sort has happened.
You've been a resident in the area for some time now. Has it always been the case? You talk about an incident that happened 3 weeks ago that was also quite severe. But prior to that, has it always been the case that you experienced the flood very severely?
Yes, I think I was there in 2022. 2023 happened, but it wasn't as severe as this. Last 2 years it couldn't. Last year, no. But this year, very terrible.
What do you think is the cause of this, right? We know you're also very close to the Ouija Dam, and some time ago, residents in and around the area were affected by the spillage of the dam. But that is a different matter.
We are far away from the Ouija Dam.
Oh, okay.
We are around Lamte Mills, Nurses Quarters. So what I realized was that the river stream was coming as far as Port Diastase through to join the Ouija to the sea. So we are not close to the Ouija Dam.
Okay.
But I think there was a dam around Ofanko getting to this Swedru Stretch, let's say the Port Diastase Stretch. But I don't think it was because of the spillage. It's the volume of water, and because of the encroachment, that has been the issue. The bridge itself was built not too large enough to contain the volume of water that passes this time. So what I would plead with the government is to just do a very big drainage, and a very big, let's say, bridges, so that it can contain the volume of water, so that we can free in the area.
Has there been any engagement with the local assembly, especially for victims of the flood? And if there has, what have they been saying to you?
Not exactly. Nothing has been said. Apart from the NADMO coming around through the assembly, there hasn't been any engagement with us.
Wow. So even 3 weeks ago when it rained and a lot of your property got destroyed, the assembly didn't reach out in any way?
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow. For residents in and around the area, how are they dealing with the aftermath? Have some of them moved back into their homes? What's the situation like?
Most of them have been away. They haven't come in. They are scared because the volume was very great, and properties were lost, human lives were lost. So most of them haven't been home yet.
Talk to us, sorry, Jude, talk to us about the broken down bridges. How often is it used? Was it used by just humans to cross, or do vehicles also use it?
Both human and vehicles. It was more trouble.
Oh, okay.
For both human and vehicles. But now, even with human, there has been an improvised wooden bridge, which is not too safe for the people crossing because the volume is still high and anything can happen. But with vehicles, they cannot pass. I think they pass through Nessus quarters, through to Kaswa and other surrounding areas. There is no way for people to be crossing. But with the human, the improvised one is very dangerous, I may say. There could be another disaster if that care is not taken.
That's serious.
Yes, more than serious.
Interesting. Wow. So, what is your immediate call for action, really, for the assembly? You are also hearing the state of roads in the area is quite bad. What are you, as residents, calling on the assembly to do for you now?
Yes, I'm talking on behalf of the residences around. What we call for is an immediate intervention from the assembly, because without it, there could be more disasters. Because the road is bad. There has been a construction ongoing, but it's not as quick as we expected before the rain came down. But we're still pleading with the assembly to be able to be proactive in whatever they are doing to protect life and property.
Wow. Finally, before we let go of you, our correspondent reports that 2 bodies were found or washed in the area. As a resident, are these persons you may have come across, or maybe some other persons in the area you may have come across, are their identities known?
Well, I think they were brought from the other side of the residential area, not within my residence or within the enclave where I live. I think they were brought from other areas and was dumped there through the river because of the volume and the speed the river was running. That's how it is.
Madam Madeleine Fosua, thank you so much for your time, and commiserations to you.
Thank you very much.
And the residents. We'll amplify the call so local authorities come to assist with the recovery efforts. But thank you so much for sharing your plight with us this morning. And also, that's the situation.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, let's go to Ebenezer Amwa.
Okay.
He's a community leader in the Nsuo Ano area in Weja. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Thank you.
I trust you well.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. I'm asking if you are okay.
I'm okay.
We thank God. Quick
Please
one.
speak. I'm hearing you.
Yes. For many residents, they tell us that they are disappointed, really, with government's efforts over the years in dealing with issues around flooding.
Yes.
I would want to find out from you, how long have you been in the community, and for how long has this issue been persisting or persisted for?
Well, thank you very much for speaking to me this morning. The whole area, I've been in the area for, let's say, 20 years now. And I'm a community leader here. In fact, in terms of government, we've seen a lot. But the government who are coming, they are not helping us at all. They are not helping us. If you see the floodness of this area, my brother, it deserves you to come and see it. So what we are saying now is we need the government. They should come in and intervene so that we will be able to do the bridge And there are so many developments in this area that we need the government to come in. As at now, if you see the flatness of the whole community, in fact, it's very terrible.
When you say government is not helping you, what do you expect of them in relation to the flood that has not been done?
Well, at the time that the whole flooding of this area, the government hasn't been able to intervene and help us. Those who are being flooded, the government is not knowing us at all. We, the community leaders, we are helping them to be able to get a place to even sleep.
Mr. Amo, is that to say that NADMO or no government official has been there, including your MP?
Yeah, our MP came to the area.
Okay.
And speak to us. And he said he is going back. He will come. He is going back to see the assembly and come back. We haven't been able to see him again.
Government says they've begun the distribution of relief items. I'm assuming then that you have not received yours yet.
Not at all.
What do you think government should focus on when it comes to the flooding in your community?
We will plead for the government to come and our bridge. We are having problem with the bridge here to cross the access to in terms of our road, our bridge. We are having problems here. So we will plead for the government to come in and help us so that we'll be able to do all those things.
Mr. Amo, thank you so much, and our commiserations to you again and other residents in the area. We'll be following up this story, and we'll get the authorities to come and do what is mandated of them as far as recovery efforts are concerned. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you too.
All right, so I know people are clearly frustrated.
Yeah.
And during the news review, I read a story saying that government had begun the relief distribution. Clearly, it hasn't reached certain places. I don't want to believe that
it won't get there.
Yeah. Let me just say, and to be fair, very fair to government, it only started yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
So it will take some time. But we are being told 150 million Ghana cedis has been earmarked for relief, and another 150 million has been earmarked for flood mitigation.
Okay.
Yeah, so in all 300 million Ghana cedis, and the core really is that we want to see a lot of prudent spending, and that it should go to persons who have been truly affected by this. Akwesi.
Yeah, Jude, I don't know.
Yes. So we spoke to two residents, I'm sure you're following, who pretty much reiterated some of the concerns you had earlier shared with us. But briefly, before you take leave of us, what will you say, based on your assessment in the area, is the most pressing concern for the residents in the Weija area now?
Let me make this quick clarification. So this is the Gas South municipality. Yes, so in Sionano, Peace Town is closer to English Yamanfro. And let me say that the most pressing need for the residents is for the bridge to be fixed, and then additional ones constructed to be able to receive the large volumes of water that flows from the nurses' quarters direction and other areas, because this is a very big river. And just as Magdalene mentioned, it is sourced at around Woodupofako for farming purpose. So a dam has been created there. So you can imagine when it rains, the large volumes of water that comes from the Woodupofako area through to the nurses' quarters area before it gets to the Nsunanu or Peace Town, and then joins the Densu Basin. So the basic thing that people need is for these challenges to be solved. And then also on the Kaswa Boom Road, let me bring this matter to the attention of viewers. This same river has a bridge over there, and portions of it were washed away due to the flooding incidents we've recorded in the area in the last few weeks. So what authorities have done is to place some boulders around that area, but it is still not solid enough. And just yesterday in the afternoon, a 4-year-old boy slipped and then fell into the lake. As at between 8 and 9 p.m. last night, when I contacted the team on the ground, they were yet to retrieve the body of this 4-year-old boy. And it is likely that by this time, he has been washed, downstream. And so it's also important that authorities pay attention to that particular bridge on the main Kaswa Obom highway. This is a very important route that connects you to Ashalaja, Domiabra, Obom, and then Amasaman and other areas. So it is very important that authorities take action and then find a permanent solution to that problem as well. And then, Jude, before I take leave of you, you would recall that about 3 weeks ago, we did a report on a school building in English Yamanfu, which has had portions of the roofing system, getting displaced as a result of rainstorm. This is about 5 or 6 months ago. And the sad thing is that a former assembly member for English Yamanfu, Zachariah Mohammed, who also serves as the school management committee chairman, bought roofing sheets from his own pocket and decided to fix the problem. On the day he visited the school to have the carpenters begin the work, someone went there from the MP's office, and the MP is Felix Akwete-Wakle, and the person told the assembly to hold on with his intended project because the MP had sent him to come and, how do I even put it, to come and conduct an assessment and then also value the cost of the maintenance work. It's been over 2 weeks now, and the MP is yet to visit the school and then solve the problem. Meanwhile, an individual, has already procured the roofing sheets, and they are there. Throughout this rainy season, the pupils have had to be dealing with wet classrooms. Sometimes they get drenched while sitting in the classroom. So what are we doing to the kids? If the MP doesn't want someone to, as it were, take his shine, he should go and solve the problem so that these young people, the future leaders, can have a decent place to study from. And even the teachers, they deserve to also work from a decent environment. This is not proper. For want of, politics or cheap popularity, we cannot continue to do this. These are future leaders, so to say. And we really need to pay much attention to their welfare.
Akwesi, your point is well noted. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We are truly grateful for the hard work you put in. But maybe before you go, last week we were on the show discussing the Atala area. Has there been any improvement?
So yes, there has been a little improvement because the municipal chief executive, Moses Kabukubi Wakansi, led a team of professionals to desilt a major drain at the SEC junction, and also, desilted some of the choked drain chambers, and the silt that covered the Atala section also, was also cleared. So vehicles can now move in. But this is not a sustainable solution. The MCE himself has admitted that it would really take some sort of heavy financial commitment that should come from the central government to be able to find a lasting solution to the problem.
Thank you so much for your time. Grateful as always, Akwesi Ado, our Central Regional Correspondent. So, Eno.
Yeah, Akwesi, get well soon.
You have the final word on this.
I just want to say that it can't be business as usual. We've seen that we pay lip service to issues in this country. We talk about it when it's rife, and then the minute the rainy season goes, then we forget about it and we move on with our lives. It can't be business as usual. We need to fix the situation, sort out those issues, because Monday's floods, the people that are close to us, people that we've seen, or people that aren't even close to, we saw the devastation that happened, and it can't be the situation that will happen again. GMET has told us that it's going to rain again. Like the rains are going to be severe and hard, and so we should get ready and be prepared. So yes, definitely can't pay lip service to this one and just let it go.
I know. I was come to say thank you.
We're going for a quick break. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Is clean, fresh and safe. I'm holding my Verna bottle. No plastic seal, no worries. Open and hear the sound like that sound means it's fresh, no trick. No plastic seal, but it's still pure. Cool and clean, you can be sure. Verna leads the brighter way. What takes my doubt away? If it clicks, it's Verna. If it clicks, it's clean. Sip it, feel the difference. Verna water, pure and green. Click, open, sip. Click, open, sip. Chalet Verna, no stress, just sip. Chalet Verna, no stress, just sip.
This advert is FDA approved.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying. A man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm a Diana.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205-973-973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the National Petroleum Authority, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
You're welcome back. It's now time for our nutrition segment. We're talking about ultra-processed foods and whether or not we should be concerned about it. What do you think? Send us your messages or your questions, 0204-447-033. Today, we've been quiet too. Black Stars are Moraho. Send all of those.
The flat to carry things.
Carry things.
Make people make slow.
Charlie. It's in Black Star share. Lift up the mood. But do you realize that the country is actually very quiet?
It's too quiet.
Extremely quiet.
Because of Ketokriku.
Hashtag
Ketokriku out.
No.
Come out that.
All right. Joining us for this conversation is Kezia Owusu Efriye. She's a nutritionist. And how are you?
I'm doing very well.
It's great to have you back.
Oh, I'm also happy to be here today.
Great. We're talking about ultra-processed food. When we say, is there a difference between processed foods and then ultra-processed foods?
Okay, I think it is very good that we are starting with processed foods and then ultra-processed foods because people use these words interchangeably, but they are not the same. Okay. So when we talk about processed food, I need to first explain the term processing. Food processing. So when we talk about food processing, it is any change that is made to food to change it from its original state before consumption. So if you mill your corn before you make it into porridge or banku, you are processing food. When you wash vegetables, it's a form of processing. When you are fermenting cassava and then grating it into gari, you are making a processing here. So when we talk about food processing, changing food from its natural state into something that you'll be able to consume, that is food processing. And then scientists have developed a classification model for processing. So we have, it is called the NOVA food classification. And then this NOVA food classification, it classifies food under 4 categories or groups. So we have the first one, which is the minimally processed or unprocessed foods. These ones, they are close to how they occur in nature. So our whole fruits, our vegetables, beans, fish, eggs, those ones are minimally processed or unprocessed foods. Okay. And then we have processed culinary or culinary ingredients. So these ones are our oils, butter, sugar, salt. We add them to food to add flavor. Sugar sweetens food for us. So they are quite useful in preparation of food, but then we have to use them in moderation. We have the group 3, which is the processed food. And then when we talk about the processing, as I said earlier, adding something to change it from its original state so that it will be able to, you'll be able to consume it. That is processed foods. So when you add the processed culinary ingredients like oil, sugar, butter to the minimally processed or the unprocessed foods, you are getting the processed foods.
Okay.
Yes, please. So when you are when you are canning tomatoes, when you are canning fish, you are adding the fish, which is unprocessed, minimally unprocessed, and then you are adding the processed culinary ingredients like oil to it. So that is processed food. And then the ultra processed food, the food that is causing tension everywhere. These ones are formulated in the industries with ingredients you wouldn't find normally in your kitchen, your home kitchen. So these ingredients include artificial colors, flavorings, modified starches, stabilizers, emulsifiers. You wouldn't find emulsifier in your kitchen, but in these industries, they use that to improve the taste, the texture, the color, and to also improve the shelf life. When I prepare food in my house, it's not going to last for more than, let's say, a month. But then you realize that these ultra processed foods, they last longer. So they add these ingredients to extend their shelf life. So that's the difference between processed and then
ultra processed foods. I see. And I'm assuming these things that they add inure to our taste buds. And so once you eat it, you want more.
Yes, please. They are carefully formulated. They add high amounts of sugar, salt, and fats in ways that when you eat one, you keep eating.
So, in a nutshell or in essence, the burger and the pizza and the chips is not good for us.
We don't say that it is good. What I normally tell patients and people is that if you are making it a habit, that becomes a problem. But if you are doing it occasionally or once in a while, it's not bad.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Occasionally, the every day can be an occasion.
We see a trend where some of these natural organic food, or the greens, as we basically call them, is sort of infused into these processed foods. So, for example, if it's a burger, they'll say, oh, it's a healthy burger because there are probably a lot more lettuce. Maybe the bread has low wheat or fat.
Multi-grain bread.
Multi-grain bread, So, like, they try to create an impression that for the recipe used in preparing these usually classified processed food is less. I don't know if you get my question.
Yes,
so if it's a burger, if it's a pizza, they'll say, oh, it is lean meat pizza, or it is vegetable pizza. There's one time I saw a pineapple pizza, I'm like, what's happening? So does it solve any problem?
They do not solve the problem. As I said earlier, if you are doing these, the pizza that you're talking about, they use refined carbs. The flour that they use, it has been stripped off the flour. In the process of making the flour, they stripped off the natural fibers and then the vitamins and the minerals. So they are definitely refined. So continuous intake is not good. But if you're eating it once a while, it's not bad.
Let's come to fruit juice, and I'll let you come in shortly. Fruit juice, right? There's this whole debate, processed and natural. Some people feel like even the natural has way too much sugar content than some of the processed, right? So where do we draw the line, and what is best for the ordinary person?
So I say the best is the whole fruits. When you're eating the whole fruits, let's say you are eating an apple, you tend to get fibers, you are getting your vitamins, you are getting minerals, and you are feeding your gut bacteria. But then when you are preparing juice, when you are making juice in your house, you tend to use about 3 or 4 of the whole fruits. So let's say I'm making orange juice, I might use about 4 to 6 of the oranges. But if I decide to eat my orange, I'm eating 1 or 2. So we normally recommend eating the whole fruits. But then fruit juices are mostly preferred to the juices that we buy from outside. The outside juices, they are normally concentrated. They use the fruit concentrates, or sometimes they add flavors. The fruit flavors and the enhancers. So you are thinking that you are getting the actual nutrients from the fruits, but then you are not getting that, you are eating something else.
So what do these ultra-processed foods, what do they do to our bodies?
Okay. So frequent consumption, as I said, and then as you are consuming large amounts of these ultra-processed foods, research has shown that it leads to increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, hypertension, and certain cancers. So yes, please. Frequent consumption. When you eat, you are not burning calories, you are staying in one place, you are not doing a whole lot of activities. Your body tends to store it as fats, and then fats will accumulate in your blood vessels. Blood will have some resistance flowing into your vessels and going into your body cells, and then it will lead to hypertension. Hypertension will cause other metabolic syndrome, and then your health is not in good condition.
So if I'm eating, if I eat ultra-processed foods and I exercise, can I?
Oh, in a way it helps. It is helpful when you exercise, when you eat. And as I said earlier, doing it once in a while.
Okay.
Yes, please. Because they are not some. The problem is when the ultra-processed foods are replacing the natural foods. Yes, because our bodies need the nutrients from the natural foods. But when these ultra-processed foods, which are very low in fiber, high in sugar, high in fat, high in salt, is being replaced and is replacing your natural foods, then that becomes the problem.
Is fufu a processed food?
Fufu is a processed food.
So does it fall? Which category does it fall in? Does it fall in what you advise against, or
what we advise against is the ultra-processed foods, the ones that are made in the industries, in the processing factories.
But I don't like there's this whole fufu where it's in a pack, they cook it on the fire rather than
the packaged fufu.
Yes. Is that an ultra-processed food?
When you look at the ingredients list, you tend to find some stabilizers, enhancers, and emulsifiers to lengthen the shelf life. So that makes it an ultra-processed food.
So that one is not good for us?
I'll say yes, it's not good.
When it comes to fufu, you are choosing your words carefully.
Yes, I do not want to step on people's toes.
I'll say it as it is, because again, I know people eat fufu every day. So I'm wondering, is it the best approach for them? But they say when I eat it, it helps me, or the soup balances it.
It balances it, yes, please.
Interesting. So last time when you were on the show, you made a point that it's not about how you eat or what you eat, but the balanced nature of it. Exactly. Some people say, well, I eat this thing almost every day. But in eating my pizza every day, they eat it as a snack sometimes. I also make sure I eat my green leafy vegetables, my balanced diet as it should. Is that fair enough? Is it fair game?
To have those as snacks. You are supposed to do what works for you. Yes.
How will I know what works for me?
Oh, you have the money, so you are doing what you want. But then you have to think about your health. Because research, news, social media, we are all advocating against the consumption of ultra-processed foods, and then you are eating it like frequently. It's not
good.
Yes, please.
Wow. So those who eat like those Kit Kats and all of those chocolate stuff as snacks, it can't be.
It can be, but then you should do it in moderation.
Everything.
And then prioritize the whole foods, the natural foods, the beans, okra, tomatoes, and our leafy greens.
It brings me to another question. If you go through Accra, there are so many restaurants springing up, owned by different people, serving different meals and all of that. And they call it fine dining in some instances. see, I was at one over the weekend, and they just put some sauce on the table. I'm not really sure what the sauce is. I'm not really sure what is used in making it, but it tastes very nice. Then you see people eating it with their salads. My question is, if there's a mix, right, is it good to go? So for example, I'm eating some processed mayonnaise or something, I don't know where it's coming from, but in that same meal I'm having,
you're having vegetables.
I'm having my vegetables. Am I fine? Am I okay?
You are not okay.
All the questions I'm asking you,
Yes.
yeah, pointing out to the red flags. Go on.
You can be doing the sauces. You can be doing the sauces, but once in a while, you should do your green salads with lime dressings or flaked fish or meat. Yes.
There's a question here for you, Jude. Let me read it
Please
quickly.
do.
This one says, I want to ask, is cooking also a form of processing food? If so, how should we eat our food raw or cooked?
Cooking is a form of processing. Anything that you do to food to change it from its natural state before you consume it is processing. So as I said earlier, when you are fermenting meat to make kinky, when you are canning tomatoes, you are processing food. So as the question goes,
how should we eat our food raw or cooked?
We shouldn't eat it raw because food processing aims at improving food, making it convenient, making it palatable, and then extending its shelf life as well. We cannot say that because processing of food is not good. Processing is not good. I want to challenge that fact. Processing, when we say something is bad, processing is bad, it's very wrong to say that. Processing is not bad. It is what you add to the food to change the food is what makes the food bad or not. So if you're adding high sugar, high fat, high salt, that makes it quite ultra processed. But if you're adding normal salt, oil, culinary ingredients, you are good to go.
As a country, what do you think we can do better to tighten, should I say, security or our borders on ultra processed food? Because most of them, I believe, are imported, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but yeah.
Yes, this brings the concept of proper nutritional labeling. Yes, please. The foods, they need to be properly labeled so that people are aware of what they are buying, what they are purchasing with their money. Because if you've written boldly that I am buying, this is high in sugar, I wouldn't use my hard-earned money to buy. Understand? So I feel like we need stricter rules to ensure that the labeling of foods that are coming from outside are quite informative. They inform the consumers and the purchasers to know what they are buying.
All right.
I have one more question. You walk into supermarkets now and they have like salads, fruits that have been packaged, right? And I don't know, for some, you get a sense that other things are done to preserve its shelf life. Are they healthy options for people?
They are convenient. They are easy to carry. They are easy to eat. So in a form, it is helping. But then if you are buying it, you have to read the ingredients list. So if you see something, an ingredient that you are not likely to find in your home kitchen, then you should get the clue that.
But that's a broad, I mean, it's not in my home kitchen because maybe I can't afford it, right? So, so I don't know. What will you say are some of the ingredients?
I said stabilizers, modifies starches, when you see dextrose, when you are seeing high fructose.
But do they have like, you know, the way they write them on these brands are really different. So so for example, glucose, they'll write it in some way. You know, I don't know if you get what I mean.
Please come again.
Fair enough. I'm asking for like their scientific names of some of these things because for some products they have specific names they use, right?
Yes.
But that's fine. Very briefly before you go, so you've mentioned about the fact that if we see anything we are not sure of
Yes,
as
please.
part of the ingredient list,
Yeah.
we should be concerned.
Yes, please.
Interesting.
Can do research too. You take your phone, you research about the ingredients. Is this something that is going to harm me later in life? Then you should know that.
You'll probably stay away from it.
Talk to us around how to keep our greens fresh, right? I see people put them in their freezer, right? And I'm wondering, contour in the freezer, like what I try to do, right? Or some vegetables. How do we keep them and the cleaning of them before we eat?
So first and foremost, you wash them with water, and then you add salt.
While you're washing it?
Yes, please. It kills the bacteria. And then you can also blanch vegetables. Blanching is quick cooking of vegetable, and then right after that you cool it. It preserves some of the nutrients, it destroys some of the natural enzymes that cause deterioration of foods, and then it enhances the shelf life as well. So we can also be blanching our vegetables. Make sure to keep them in airtight containers, and some of the vegetables you need to add water to it before you keep it in the fridge, and then you make sure to use them for a shorter period of time. It's not something meant for a month or a year.
There's questions here. So does that mean noodles with vegetables are also not good? The Indomie lovers.
Noodles is an ultra processed food because
Noodles, I'm sure it's ultra.
It is ultra processed. But if you're adding your vegetables, you are introducing some fiber, you are introducing minerals and vitamins. So you should do them once
in a while. This one is from Raphael, and he says, I want to ask if it's advisable to eat from the restaurants or chopper always, since we don't actually know the kind of ingredients they use in preparing the meals.
So I normally say that we should be doing our cooking most often, just that because of busy work schedules, school, family responsibilities, then you tend to go outside and eat. So you shouldn't be doing outside foods most often. You should try and do them in your house, and then you do batch cooking. You do batch cooking, so you get your ingredients and then you prepare them and keep them in your fridge. And also make sure to purchase food that you'll be able to use for multiple meals. Something like beans. You can use beans to pair with rice, yam, cocoyam. You can use vegetables to pair with rice, and then others. So we should do this.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
You did form.
It's been a pleasure.
You should see her LinkedIn.
I have seen it. She tagged us, yeah.
You saw her LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So we can reach on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, please.
All right, and where else?
You can contact my business line on 0246 006 I also work at UGMC. Thank you for having me.
Are you on Instagram?
Yes, please.
And Twitter?
Yes.
the boys are angry, you know. Boys say
Black
Stars. Black Stars are disappointing now, so they are firing the Black Stars on Twitter. Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Keto Kreku out, right?
Yes.
Right. All right, there's a quick birthday message here. Happy birthday to you, Ekia Sheila, CEO of Sheila's Meals. God bless your new age with success, greatness, favor, and good health. Enjoy your day, cute chef. From Akwesi.
Do not use our show to chop loud.
I said, why you're jealous, Visa? But thank you so much for joining us. Oh, by the way, someone watched our show last week about the wager and the silt, and they were thankful to us that Monday they were heading there when the rain started, and they're like, nah, I'm not going to be caught in the silt.
That's the whole purpose,
yeah,
right?
We're doing the Lord's work on the show,
Absolutely.
and we are grateful to you for always tuning in, and we will definitely see you again next weekend. Until
Bye-bye.
then.
This week on the Upside Down Show, Frema Edunyame sits down with one of Ghana's finest musicians, Amanziba Nat Brew, a passionate advocate for culture and the arts. He shares stories from his life, music, and the traditions that continue to inspire his craft.
Your parents, had issues with you becoming a musician. I'm sure you had to prove yourself in a way.
My father didn't even know that I was practicing music itself, that I was even recording. When I was recording, he had no idea.
Are you
He didn't have the
serious?
slightest clue.
How old were you when you were recording that album?
I think I was 21.
Okay, so you're pretty young.
Tadi, with the
Yeah.
Tadi group and Solid group.
This year, by the special grace of God and the ancestors, the Black Stars are going for the World Cup. Should we be hopeful?
My expectation is not so wide.
Okay.
It's a little bit scanty, but all I would say is that
At least you have
No.
something small, A lot of people have given up already.
no, they shouldn't.
Make a date this Sunday at 7 p.m. sharp, only on Channel 1 TV. You certainly don't want to miss this one.
Welcome to Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis. Your moment of divine encounter right here on Channel 1 TV. It's a time to join us to lift up your hearts and hands in adoration to the King of Kings, blessing him for his goodness, his mercy towards us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll tell you who our very special guest is for today.
What if your ideas could shape the future of education in Ghana? If you were a brilliant pre-secondary student aged 11 to 15, this is your moment to shine. Welcome to the Literacy Challenge 2026, the national literacy competition that celebrates young thinkers, great writers, and future leaders. This year's challenge is all about artificial intelligence and education. The topic: in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in education. Advise on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning while ensuring that students in rural and underserved communities are not left out. Remember, your essay must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent, guardian, or teacher, and include your full contact details. Submit your entry by Monday, 20th July 2026 at the front desk of Channel 1 TV or PO Box GP 14123, Accra Central. Stand a chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a laptop, and earn the title of Ghana's most outstanding all-round pre-secondary student. For more information, call 0205-973-973. The Literacy Challenge 2026, inspired by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance, and Advocate Publishing.
Welcome back from the break. This is Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis, right here on Channel 1 TV. Today's episode is a spirit-filled one with one man of God I'm so excited to introduce to you. This is Reverend Pajo Markwei. Reverend PJ.
Reverend PJ Markwei.
You're most welcome to Adoration.
Thank you very much.
I mean, between you and I, we know we've been trying to do this for a while. And I'm just excited to introduce you to our audience
I'm
all over
excited
the
too.
world.
I'm very
And we
excited
can't
too.
wait to have you minister to us. He's here with the team. They're ready. And just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be blessed. Let's enter into worship.
Thank you. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Minimike ache oyi. Otai ayehowale. Many mike aje oyi botai a Yehovah len ngo o mumo lehe walen o hanyolo kejewen eja kemi nyenhe mashe Boni sao nyamso mole toi agbe abo ikeshi da eja kemi nyenge mase boni sao my right hand of righteousness, I'll always be with you.